Life comes with a lot of things, but very few are guaranteed. Death is something that will happen to us all, in one way or another. We will all die. That's just the truth. But what comes after death is a different story. This is the story of Hela. Welcome to Origin. Born ages ago and raised by her father Loki, Hela was destined for big things. And when she caught the attention of Odin, that's when things really started to change for her. You see, even though the three Asgardian goddesses of fate warned Odin that she would become a great evil, he believed in her a great deal. So much, in fact, he gave her something very special. You see, Odin built Valhalla, and that was the dominion in which all who died in battle went to after death. So there needed to be a place where all the souls who did not die in battle, and that dominion would be Hela's. Now, Hela is a very powerful goddess, and with power sometimes comes greed. After a while, she started to think she needed more souls to hold dominion over. So she targeted Valhalla, and when Odin started to stray away from it, she took full advantage. She tried to make it a part of her own realm, and in doing so, would make her the ruler of all of Asgard's dead. Odin eventually figured out what she was trying to do, and a war broke out. Odin sent his Valkyries to take his realm back, but they all paid a large price, losing the ability to ever leave Valhalla again. The war went on, and it was at a more or less standstill when Odin offered a deal. His offer was that he would take better care of Valhalla, and that all would be forgiven. Realizing that she probably wouldn't win the war, she accepted the offer and returned to her own realm. Now, I have to say, Hela isn't pure evil. As a matter of fact, she has shown a little heart, I guess you could say. Years after Hela tried to take over Valhalla, Ruga, king of the storm giants, invaded Asgard and captured Thor's girlfriend, Lady Sif. He then traded her to Hela in order to gain immortality. As you can imagine, Thor wasn't happy about this. You see, he wasn't exactly at Asgard when this attack happened. So when he returned, he stormed into his father Odin's chambers and demanded that he go save her. Odin declined and told him to just focus on Asgard, but Thor had other plans. So he walked into Odin's trophy room and held his hammer for the first time. Now with the power of the hammer, he went into the storm giants to take back Lady Sif. Once there, he met up with Hela and demanded she free Lady Sif. Hela kind of just laughed in his face, so Thor attacked, swinging his hammer. Hela was able to slow the hammer down and prevent his attack. She then hurt Thor with her powers, crippling him to the ground. That's when Lady Sif ran to his body and held him in her arms. In a fit of rage, she drew her sword and went to attack Hela. Knowing she could easily kill Lady Sif, she started to focus her attack on her. That's when Thor told her to stop and just take his life instead of hers, because it was worth more than his. That's when something really hit Hela, and for some reason, she just let them both go. Thank you guys as always for listening to Origin. Couldn't do this without you. This episode was written and narrated by me, Cameron Rainey. As always, follow us on all social media platforms, just so you never miss any upcoming news and announcements. That's Twitter and Instagram, @Origin_podcast, and Facebook.com/TheOriginPodcast. Thanks so much for listening, and keep an eye out on Instagram. I'm going to change up my Insta stories a little bit this week, see if you guys like it. Let me know in the comments. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next Tuesday.